the sound of gold bone. Cause I own up percent every day.
What if I told you the most shocking betrayal in hip-hop didn't unfold in a studio, but behind the closed doors of a hotel room? This was meant to stay under wraps. No witnesses, no drama. But just when you thought the drama between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Fat Joe couldn't possibly get any worse, boom. Leaked footage from a nearly forgotten hotel in Miami has emerged, and let's just say, it's not exactly casting Remy in the best light. We're talking blurry hallway footage, two familiar figures sneaking past the lobby at exactly 2:17 a.m., with a check-in receipt showing the name Joseph Cartagena, better known as Fat Joe, signed right alongside Reminisce Mackie. Is it just a coincidence, or are we looking at the hidden love affair hip-hop tried to bury beneath Grammys and gold chains? And here's the kicker. This footage didn't come from some hacker. It came directly from Papoose. That's right. Rumor has it, he discovered it while going through old emails on an iPad Remy had insisted was just for music. Now the questions start piling up. How long had this been going on? Did it begin before their wedding, or was it happening the entire time? And why has it stayed hidden for so long? Get ready, because what's about to unfold might completely change the way we view the entire Terror Squad legacy. Let's rewind the story. Not the polished Grammy speeches or the perfect birthday posts on Instagram. I'm talking about the real narrative, the parts that never made it into interviews, the pieces they hoped we'd never piece together. Because here's what we know for sure. Remy Ma and Fat Joe go way back. We're talking Bronx ciphers, intense street battles, and late-night Terror Squad studio sessions. The industry may have branded them as brother and sister, but according to an insider close to the crew, that sibling bond was more of a PR move than the truth. Let's not forget that Remy Ma wasn't just some rising rapper. She was Big Pun's protege, personally chosen by the legend. But when Pun tragically passed in 2000, it was Fat Joe who stepped in, offering her studio time, protection, and, according to some, something much more intimate. Their real connection? It sparked at Summer Jam in 2002. An old security guard who worked backstage once recalled that Joe never left Remy's side. I honestly thought they were married by the way he was acting. But here's the twist. At the time, Remy was involved with someone else. Not Papoose, but her connection to Joe was undeniable. People close to the camp said their bond was more than just strong. It was something much deeper. By 2004, Lean Back took over the charts, and the industry couldn't get enough. But behind that success, it wasn't just creative chemistry. It was a mix of jealousy, hidden truths, and late-night studio sessions that led to more than just music. Multiple sources from Terror Squad have now revealed that the connection between Remy and Joe went far beyond the music. One anonymous engineer shared, "There were nights they'd go into the booth and come out holding hands like we all saw it, but they always shut it down if anyone brought it up." But no one dared to speak out. Why? Because Fat Joe was the leader, and Remy? She was ride or die, loyal to the end. But then things took a sharp turn. Fast forward to 2007, when Remy Ma was arrested and sentenced to 8 years behind bars. The public and fans all expected Papoose to stay by her side, and he did. But here's what the cameras didn't capture. While the focus was on Papoose outside the courtroom, Fat Joe was making discreet visits to Remy. No photos, no statements, just quiet behind-the-scenes interactions. Leaked visitor logs from Rikers Island, and yes, we got our hands on them, reveal that Joseph Cartagena signed in 5 times between 2008 and 2009, each visit under a different coded name. And the dates? They align perfectly with significant moments in Remy's life, especially just before her transfer to Bedford Hills Correctional. So, what was Joe really up to? One former prison staff member described him as calm, but with a tense energy, almost as if he was carrying a heavy burden. Every visit seemed to be charged with deep emotion. Meanwhile, Papoose was out there, openly writing letters, giving interviews, and representing her name as though it were a badge of honor. But if those prison logs are legitimate, and from what we've gathered, they certainly appear to be, it raises a huge question. What was really going on behind closed doors? Fat Joe was the one making those quiet, off-the-record visits. So now the real question is, was there something happening in that prison that Papoose didn't know about? Remy herself may have unintentionally revealed more than she meant to during a post-release interview. When asked who she missed most while incarcerated, she casually replied, "Some people surprised me with how much they cared." That's all she said. No names, just the look in her eyes. And the host? He didn't dare press her further. Years later, Papoose stumbles upon an old iPad during spring cleaning, the same device Remy had used during her early parole days to jot down lyrics and record her thoughts. But this time, something catches his attention. One file remained undeleted. The file name? 7th Floor, Miami. Timestamp, April 3rd, 2011. Location, Fontainebleau Hotel, Miami Beach. An anonymous tech expert who reviewed the metadata confirmed that the footage was recorded by a hallway camera at the hotel, showing Fat Joe entering first, with Remy Ma following closely behind just seconds later. No entourage, no glam squad, just the two of them. And according to the leak, they didn't leave until the next morning. A source close to Papoose claims he was deeply disturbed after watching the footage. But instead of confronting Remy immediately, he chose not to take that step. Instead, he reached out to someone he trusted for the answers he needed, someone whose identity we'll reveal in the next part. Trust me, we're just scratching the surface of this story. What's about to come to light next could completely alter everything you thought you knew about Remy Ma and Fat Joe. When Papoose saw the 7th Floor Miami footage, it said that the room felt still, as if the air had been sucked out. The man who had stood by Remy through everything, including her time in prison, now found himself with an entirely new reason to doubt everything he thought was true. Staring at the footage of Remy walking into that hotel suite behind Fat Joe, Papoose didn't lash out, because that's not his way. Instead of reacting rashly, he made quiet calls, reaching out to tour managers, studio engineers, and personal assistants who were there at the time. He even contacted Remy's former stylist, who had left the crew under strange circumstances in 2012. What she revealed was earth-shattering. Joe had become fixated on Remy, not just professionally. She revealed how he'd cancel sessions if she wasn't there and how protective he'd gotten over her. There were also rumors about a private yacht trip to Puerto Rico in 2006, where Remy and Joe were seen long after the rest of the crew had departed, fueling whispers of something far deeper than business. When Papoose confronted Fat Joe, Joe didn't deny the hotel incident, simply saying, "It ain't what you think, Pap, but you don't want to go down that road." Papoose went into detective mode, uncovering a chilling 2011 email from Jay to Remy, hinting at something deeper. As rumors spread, hashtags like Dabai Joe and Remy trended, and fans speculated about Papoose's living situation. Remy stayed silent, while Joe offered no comments, leaving fans to piece together the truth. Fan unearthed a 2005 Terror Squad interview where Joe said, "I'll ride for her till the wheels fall off," and it hit differently in light of recent revelations. Papoose, known for his silence, reached out to a journalist friend who had covered Remy's court case, asking, "If I send you something, do you think the world's ready for it?" He was referring to full footage, an extended clip beyond the hotel hallway scene. The footage, titled Room 7 Hard Fold, showed a dimly lit room where Joe's voice cut through, "You know what this is?" Remy's reply, "It was never supposed to go this far," changed everything. Allegedly, Papoose watched it, then walked away in silence. Hours later, the leak spread and Remy's social media went silent with only one word posted: "Sorry." Papoose's last post remained the same. Loyalty is only real when it's tested. No tags, no signs of Remy. A 2005 interview resurfaced where Fat Joe said, "I'll ride for her till the wheels fall off. That's my heart," which now felt more ominous. A podcast from years ago revealed Joe joking, "If Remy ever left Papoose, she'd come home where she belongs," which now sounded like a confession. The twist? Footage backup was sent to a private Dropbox tied to a major documentary about Remy and Joe. This wasn't gossip, it was the truth, and the industry was scrambling. Ow, the fairy tale love story is shattered, turning into a tragic cautionary tale. Reports say Papoose has moved to Midtown, seen at open mic nights while Remy and Joe remain silent. The real heartbreak lies in the years of secrets and silence. This isn't just a betrayal of Papoose. It's a betrayal of every fan who believed in their love, every woman who admired Remy and Papoose's relationship, and every artist who saw Fat Joe as the epitome of loyalty. The emergence of footage from Room 714 shows that the silence isn't innocent. It's deliberate and protected. Once the truth is out, there's no going back. The question remains, was any of it ever real?